In my previous video, I spoke about incorporating the best entity suited for your business. So if you have gone ahead and incorporated the business entity, what would you do next? In this video, I'm going to talk about the registrations which are mandatory for businesses in India. I'm Yashwan Nijgal, a chartered accountant in practice. Every week, I post one video which will certainly provide you with valuable financial insights. Let's start with the most important registration, which is the GST registration. So the common misconception is that all businesses are mandatorily required to have GST registration, and even banks for that matter ask for GST registration when you try to open a current account. But the thing is, only in the following cases it is required for a person to have a GST registration. 1. If your turnover is more than 40 lakhs, if you are into sale of goods, and if it is more than 20 lakhs if you are into sale of services. 2. If you are providing services from one state to another state. And 3. If you are into import or export. So a couple of points to be noted with respect to GST. 1 is that there is no expiry for GST registration. And 2, if you decide to discontinue your business, make sure that you have the GST registration cancelled. Otherwise, you will end up paying a lot of penalty. The second one is the food license or FSSAI license. This is applicable for a wide range of businesses, whether it is restaurants or cloud kitchens or someone who is selling dry fruits or chocolates or anything which you are making for human consumption requires FSSAI license. There are 3 types of licenses. The first one would be a simple registration, which would be sufficient if your annual turnover does not cross rupees 12 lakhs. And the second one would be a state license, and this is required if you're looking to sell your products across any one particular state and don't expect the turnover to cross beyond 20 crores. And if you're looking at a pan-India business and expect your turnover to be more than 20 crores, then you would be needing a central registration. In case of FSSAI license, you again need to keep a couple of things in mind. One is, this license has an expiry period. It depends on the validity of the license at the time you apply for it. So make sure that you are aware of the validity period of the license. And the second one is to be aware of these food standards, because in case there is a surprise verification by the department and you are deviating from any of these standards, it could result in cancellation of the license. The third registration would be the import-export certificate. This is required for anyone who is into commercial import or export of goods, and this is not applicable for import or export of services. And this again, like GST registration, does not have an expiry period, but it is mandatory for you to do an eKYC on the DGFT portal, else the IEC will be deactivated. I would like to explain the fourth one with an example. Many of the companies or clients who come to me with amazing business ideas or business names, they think that it is sufficient if you just register a company or an LLP or a partnership firm. But if you have a unique name or a unique business idea, it is important to ensure that the name of the company or the name of the brand is safeguarded. And how will you do this? There is something called as a trademark registration, where you need to check for the availability of the name which you like to have for the brand, and you need to get that name registered along with the logo, and it is a fairly simple process. And why is this important? This is simply to ensure that other businesses don't take undue advantage of your brand name, and in case they do, this registration is going to help you in case of a legal dispute. The first 4 points spoke about central registrations, and there are a few registrations which are specific to every state. In case of Karnataka, there are such registrations. For example, a labor license or a shops and establishment license and a trade license are both mandatory for any commercial establishment to have. Keep in mind that these registrations have specific expiry date and have to be renewed from time to time, and the rules and regulations may vary from state to state. In this video, I have not covered anything related to employee-related registrations or licenses. I will be making another video which will talk about registrations such as Provident Fund or Employee State Insurance or Gratuity or the likes. In my experience, most businesses in India are aware of the major registrations which are applicable to them, but tend to ignore the smaller ones because the department is not rigorously enforcing them. My suggestion would be to ensure that you are aware of all the registrations which are applicable to you and blindly take them so that you can avoid hefty penalties or serious consequences later on. And as always, no tricks, no hacks. Follow me for valuable financial insights.